In this video, I am going to share with you why only 5% are successful in real estate investment. Yes, that's right, only 5%. It means that for every 100 investors, if you pick 100 investors, only 5 of them are successful. Why this statistics is so low? If you want to know, then stick around. The number one reason only 5% people are successful in real estate investment is the other 95% they do not know what they're doing. They do not have any clue. They just buy property. They have some money and then suddenly they realize that they have to invest somewhere and then they buy properties. So they do not have a clear goal of what they are doing. And if you do not have a goal, then you will always dabble with the property. You will always be thinking, how many properties should I buy? And at the end, you will not make money through real estate. And if you don't make money real estate, yes, you are not successful because you are actually losing money. So the clarity and what is your goal is very important. Before you even start investing, you need to understand what is your goal, what you are trying to achieve through this real estate investment. Perhaps you do not have time, so you just want to park money in real estate. But remember, if you're just parking money in real estate and it has some cost and someone else is actually doing everything for you, then probably you are not making as much money. And over time, you will see that even if you are losing money, and if you are losing money, then my question is that when are you going to start making money so that it can compensate and all the loss that you made? So ask yourself these questions. If you want to invest in real estate, what is your goal? How much money you want to earn? In what time horizon? And what is the skill that you are learning from this real estate investment? Because if you are not learning anything, if you are not improving your skills, then over time you will see that your skill is going to deteriorate and then your property is going to deteriorate and it is not making money. So that is the number one reason they don't know. The 95% people, the 95% investors do not know what they are actually doing. The second reason why these 95% people do not earn money through real estate or are not a successful investor, because they buy wrong property. What do you mean by wrong property? Because they don't have a goal, so they end up asking people who are more experienced, but at the same time those experienced people actually helping themselves. It is not helping actually the investor. And in this case, it could be some of the buyer agents, some of the guys who are actually trying to help themselves over their actual investment. Buying a wrong property is going to cost you a lot of money. And how you can buy the right property, and that's why you need that investment and skills. One of the major part of this investment is always buy a problem and sell a solution. And what do you mean by buying a problem? A problem property is something, it has a deficiency, it has something that you can improve, and over time it is going to make money, because this will eventually become a solution. Because you buy a problem, you turn that problem into a solution and you then sell that solutions to someone else. And that solution doesn't have to be today. You can buy a problem today, keep this problem as it is, and then over time you can solve bit by bit, and then that problem is going to go away and eventually you will sell that to your other investors or to a owner occupier and you will make a lump sum profit. Whereas most people do the exact opposite. They try to buy a solution. Most of these unsuccessful investors, they try to buy a solution. Tell me which hot suburb should I buy? Tell me where this property is going to go up in 3 years and 5 years time. The problem is that nobody knows where it is going to go up. When it has done, when the property price has gone up, then easy to look back and check that I wish I could have done this. But that is history. We cannot do that. What we can do today is that buy somewhere, buy a problem, and then turn that problem into a solution. And this is the skills that you and I have to learn, because if we are not learning these skills, then over time you will see that this problem property is even getting deteriorated and we do not have the skill to solve and we are not making money. And the third reason that why this 95% are unsuccessful, because they are very poor at managing their investment. Now, what do you mean by managing investment? Managing investment doesn't mean like you have to go and do it everything by yourself, but you know that all your other people who are actually working for you, your real estate manager or any kind of people that you are employing, that they are doing their stuff according to what you want. Because if you are not focusing on what they want, they will not do it. For example, let's say if you have an investment property and then that investment property you hand it over to a real estate property manager, but then manager, there are certain things they must regularly do. There are certain things that they would be doing at the time of inspection, at the time of when the new tenant comes in, when the tenant is moving out. There are a lot of compliance that they need to do. But if they don't do it and you don't know that they need to do all these things, and you don't even care or you don't even manage this effectively, then over a time you will see that you are losing money. So knowing these things and at the same time managing effectively is where you should be doing, where you will make money. But most people, where they say they buy property and then hand it over to a property manager and never look back. I have seen people who do not even know how much rent do they collect. That is just insane to me, because if you have an investment property and if you don't even know how much rent that you are collecting and what are the different expenses, then you probably losing money and you don't even know. At the end of the year, when your accountant says that, oh, this is the money that you saved tax because you lost money, and you are happy. But think about this. Are you actually making money by losing money? No, because if you lose money, then only you get back 30% or 40% of the tax, but the remaining 60%, 70% you have to pay from your pocket. So buying a negative gearing property, not managing effectively, it's going to be a problem, and that is why this 95% are unsuccessful in property investment. And the last but not the least, the reason all these 95% are unsuccessful because they sell the property at the wrong time. And what do you mean by wrong time? Because they're forced to sell on the wrong time. When the market is up, when things are particularly the money is cheap, it means like you can easily borrow 2% interest rate, 1% interest rate, or even sometimes negative interest rate. Then the money is flowing constantly, so you can borrow more money and you can buy stuff and inflate price. But as the monetary policy getting squeezed, it means that when the government tighten it up, means that increase the interest rate. And in this case, right now we are seeing this, that the interest rate is going up, 5%, 6%, even 7%. Then getting money is not cheap anymore. And in this case, your expenses goes up and income is not as much. Hence, you have to pay from your pocket. And then most of these unsuccessful investors, they struggle to actually pay off their property, and then they at one point of time they said, okay, let's just sell it. And then once you sell, then of course you lose some money, and then eventually the point of not becoming a successful investor, because you go in the category of 95%, which is the unsuccessful investors. That is how this 95% people do not earn money through real estate. It is very lucrative from outset, saying that everybody is making money, the real estate price always goes up. Ask yourself this question: if you are buying a property today and a $1 million property, let's say, what is the reason that property is going to go to 2 million in just 4, 5, 7 years? Because if the property price is not going up into double in 7 to 10 years, then you are not making money. If you hold that property for 25 years, 30 years, chances are that it is going to go up. But hey, with inflation, with all the expenses, with negative gearing, if the property price is not going up within 5 to 7 or 8 years, then you are not making money. And in order to make this 5 to 7 years horizon from 1 million to 2 million, you can't just buy something and leave it as is and it is going to go up. That is not going to happen. I mean, you must see that the only way it will happen is that you buy a problem and sell a solution. You buy something, through your skills you can solve it, and then you sell that property in 5 to 7 years horizon, and that is how you make money. Most people, the successful, the 5% investors, what they do is that they buy with a goal, the goal of making money in a certain amount of money in the certain amount of time horizon, and then they solve that problem. They buy a problem, solve the problem, and sell that solution. And whatever solution that could be, it is not just buying problem means you buy a really nasty property and then it needs a complete renovation. No, I'm not talking about that. All I'm saying is that buy one small problem, sell that, turn that problem into a solution, and then sell that solution. And an example would be as simple as that the house looks ugly, and just by painting and doing some landscaping, the house can be become from problem property to solution property. Another example could be is that the house is with a bigger land and half of the land is not being used. Is there a way that you can get a council permissions and subdivide it and being a two lot and maybe the battle X, and then sell that two separate lot? So it's the same concept of buying in a whole and chop it down to 1, 2, 3 or 4 and then selling that one by one pieces. So any kind of problem that you are solving, and that is how you will be making money in real estate. If you are focusing that, oh, I will not do anything, I would only just buy, I have some money, I'll throw to a buyer agent, and the buyer agent is going to do everything, and then I'll go to my real estate property manager will do everything, and then you will give it to an accountant who will do everything for you, and you'll just sit back, relax. Then the chances are that you are not making money in real estate. Then you are actually dabbling with investment, you are not focusing, actually you don't have a goal to achieve, and as a result you are not acting on that. Remember, buying a problem, selling a solution is the ultimate way to make money in real estate. That is why 95% people do not make money in real estate. They are unsuccessful. Only 5% people, because 5% people know that what they are doing. So if you take only one thing from this video, I would say something like this. Always try to look for buying a problem and selling a solution. Buying a problem and selling a solution, you will almost will make money every single time, and then you will come into the category of 5%, not in the other 95%. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.